John Gower was a 14th century English poet. He was a contemporary of William Langland and the Pearl poet. Gower is a friend of Geoffrey Chaucer. He is best known for three major works: Speculum Meditandis, Fox Calamandis, and Confessio Amandis. These long poems were written in French, Latin, and English respectively. Gower was born into a family with properties and he lived in Kent and Suffolk. He spent his formative years in these regions. Gower was well read and familiar with the Bible, Ovid, Secretum Secretorum, Petrus Rega, Speculum Speculationum, Valoris Maximus, John of Salisbury, and other authors. In the prologue of the first recension of Confessio Amandis, he recounts meeting the King Richard on the Thames around 1385. This encounter led to a commission for the work. Later, Gower shifted his allegiance to the future king, Henry IV, to whom later editions of Confessio Amandis were dedicated. Gower's friendship with Chaucer is well documented. When Chaucer was sent as a diplomat to Italy in 1378, he gave Gower power of attorney over his affairs in England. The two poets also exchanged compliments in their works. Dedicated part of Troilus and Cresside to moral Gower, and Gower praised Chaucer in Confessio Amandis. In the mid-1370s, Gower took up residence in rooms provided by Priory of Saint Mary Overy. In 1398, he married Agnes Groundalf, who survived him. He became blind possibly as early as 1400. After his death in 1408, he was buried in an elaborate tomb in Southwark Cathedral. Gower's earliest works were ballads in Anglo-Norman French. The first surviving work is Speculum Meditandis or Mirror del Homme, written in French. It is a poem of nearly 30,000 lines on this poem to believing it could influence changes in a consolidated Anglo-French crown. His second major work, Fox Calamandis, was written in Latin. The first book allegorically describes the peasants' revolt and criticizes various social classes. The last two books give advice to King Richard II and express Gower's love for England. Much of Vox Calamandis was borrowed from other authors, which has been referred to as schoolboy plagiarism. Confessio Amandis, Gower's third work, is a 30,000-line poem in octosyllabic English couplets. It uses the structure of a Christian confession as a narrative frame for various tales. The theme is morality, even when the stories describe immoral behavior. This work is considered the primary basis of Gower's poetic reputation. Gower's three major works are continuous exploration of individual virtue, legal justice, and royal responsibility. His minor works include Cinquante ballads, In Price of Peace, and short Latin poems on various subjects, many addressed to King Henry IV. In Price of Peace is a political poem supporting Henry IV's coronation and advocating for peace and clemency. Gower's poetry has had mixed critical reception. In the 16th century, he was regarded alongside Chaucer as a father of English poetry. However, in the 18th and 19th centuries, his reputation declined due to perceived didacticism and dullness.